Buildings, parks and roads forgotten. The majority of our South African towns seem beyond repair. But we believe that there is hope. Join us in Rural Makeover as we take you on an up-close and personal journey to various places where people are making our country better. One community at a time.
For I rescued the poor who cried for help, and the orphan who had no helper. Because who will help the fatherless, and who will care for the motherless? Who will bear witness to the cry of the forgotten? I've had the privilege to travel far and wide to capture inspiring stories, resilient testimonies, and graphic heroism in my journey to tell stories with gravity and impact. And recently I had the privilege of being welcomed into the warm embrace of the Isithembiso Babies Home in Port Elizabeth to help spread the word about the work they do in hope that the voices of the voiceless may be heard. They have an urgent need to expand this wonderful ministry, and it's my prayer that this video might stir you to support them in any way possible. Before we meet the team at Isithembiso, I'd like to share a few heart-wrenching facts with you. Did you know that South Africa has 10,000 orphan newborns every year, of whom only 3,500 are found alive and placed in the welfare system, making Africa the continent with the second highest number of orphans worldwide? 2 babies are found dead for every one that is found alive. In South Africa, 14% of orphan babies are from the Eastern Cape. The Isithembiso Babies Home story is not a story of convenience, but of need.
Isithembiso means, in Xhosa, it means that it's a promise to do action, and it kind of includes hope into that promise. It's not just a promise, it's not just an empty promise. And Isithembiso has been going for 20 years now.
The founder of Isithembiso, Pastor Brad Ferreira, had no prior knowledge of owning or running an orphanage. In truth, he didn't even know the severity of the problem that was plaguing the province. He didn't know at the time that there were very few care facilities specifically focused on orphan babies, nor did he know that he would open his own babies' home. He didn't know how many lives he would impact or how many families would be healed through his faith. All he knew that was he heard from God, that God called, and he had to answer.
Why Isithembiso?
Francis, the main reason for Isithembiso would definitely be God. An idea birthed in the heart of God. For us, for me, also just praying that the Lord would lead me and guide me as to how I could make a difference, and particularly how our church could also make a difference, just in our city. After really seeking God, going down many different rabbit holes of what it could be that the Lord was saying, initially I thought perhaps an orphanage. I'd done some investigations into finding property and actually asking questions with various organizations as to how to start an orphanage, but each one just did not strike that chord in my heart until I actually visited a babies home in Durban run by another church. And as I walked into that home, I just felt God saying this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to transform people's lives at a stage where there weren't people looking out for them. It was essentially just a stirring inside that this had to be done.
God qualifies the called and gives guidance in our lack thereof, but how thankful can we be that He also had disciples? Very seldom is a dream single. A dream can't grow in the hands of just one person, not if the intention for it is to pass along for generations. Brad might have been the receiver of the call, but his greatest gift was to create a team in which he had faith enough for Isithembiso to continue growing in their hands. Handing over your dream is hard, but handing over God's promise to the next steward is a gift. And that is exactly what Brad discovered when he released the dream to God's next stewards, one of them a lawyer businessman, Frederick Sematimba, who is the current chairman of the Isithembiso Babies Home.
Fred, how did you get involved in Isithembiso?
So the previous chairman was actually chairman for normally a longer stint of what a chairman would be. And because of life, he felt like his time was coming to an end, and so there was actually a call that was made out, and he asked me as well. He's a very good friend of mine, and he said if I actually wanted to become the chairman. Now, if anybody knows me and my wife, everybody knows that we want lots of kids. We have a joke and we say, people ask us how many kids do we want, and then my response is normally, well, how many kids does it take to play rugby? And
yeah, it's more than football. So
exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. And we always said, we want lots of kids, 12 kids.
Yeah. And
Isithembiso has 12 kids in both of their homes. And so the call went out and he asked me this question, and instantaneously in my heart, I was like, this is it, and obviously it took time for my wife and I to process it, to ask other people around us who we hold very dearly and close to us. And the answer then was a yes.
It's not your full-time job. Yes, this you're doing as your ministry, as part-time.
Correct.
You have a different job that's your main job.
Correct, yes. I'm an attorney by training, and I work for a company called Flanagan and Gerard, under a company called Flanagan and Gerard. We develop shopping centres, and I head up as the general manager at the Boardwalk Shopping Centre here in Port Elizabeth.
How do you get time or make time for this?
Well, honestly, I have a fantastic wife.
Veronique, how do you end up at Isithembiso?
I used to support Isithembiso's fundraising events before I actually came to know the Lord myself. And through joining Oxygen Life, I'd heard about Isithembiso being a part of the church. And so I would continue to support them. I actually began by doing the fundraising golf day for Isithembiso Babies Home. And when they were looking for a coordinator to take over from the current coordinator at the time, they asked me.
Community is so important in stewarding a dream that sometimes feels impossible to keep. To have people showing up with their hearts on their sleeves, sitting long hours caring for another, holding the candle up in times when it truly feels dark. A prime example of this light is Lungi, one of the carers at Isithembiso.
Lungi, what do you do at Isithembiso?
Isithembiso, I'm looking after the children.
Looking after the children, how many hours per day do you have to work?
It's 12 hours I'm spending with the children.
What is everyday life like at Isi?
There's 9 carers that are working on rotational shifts that come in at 6 a.m. So they start their day shift, wake up the babies with bathing, preparing their bottles, their meals. We come on as coordinators at 8 and interact with the carers, find out how the children are doing, engage with the children. Obviously, it's a big part of our role is to maintain connection with the children. Any appointments that our children might have, we have really good relationships within our community with our local clinic, our hospitals. A lot of our children come to our home with developmental delays or sicknesses, HIV, TB. So most of our children are quite sickly, malnourished, neglected.
How do you even get the babies back on track with their development?
So for us, we are obviously blessed to work with a wide range of specialists. So our ladies will follow programs that have been set out through the clinic. We work with our dietitian specialists at the clinics and hospitals as well. Our children obviously follow very specific nutritional plans to get them at the weight that they need to get at. And I think the biggest thing for us, obviously, in helping a child regain their health is love. It's that nurture, it's that time spent with them.
also turtlenecks, so just amazing. Look at the smile there. One thing you will realize when we show the two homes of Isithembiso in this program, you're not going to see children's faces. That's why we never, by law, never allowed to show the children's faces, just to protect them. But I do wish you could see their smiles. It's amazing to see them. But when I saw this one for the first time this morning, she was already laughing. What's the most emotional story that you've seen since being involved at Isi?
We received a little girl who was abandoned. There was evidence that her mom had actually tried to take her life, and so she had been left, I think, more than 48 hours. There was maggots in her eyes. So her life was a battle. She fought to survive. She had to undergo a surgery as well for some of her wounds. She did not cry because she had been left for so long. She eventually stopped crying because that need was not being met.
It was 2022 sometime. It's a twins who was paralyzed. The boy was paralyzed, but the girl was okay. And when I look at them, I saw the boy was looking after his sister, but they were young. They were 2.5 years.
And the boy was looking after the sister?
Yes, he was walking with a wheelchair. Time you speak with his sister, he's looking at you. What your emotion when you speak with my sister, and he's gonna hold the hand of his sister. It's like he said, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. I know I'm going to the shift. I was like emotional because sometimes I don't want to see them. Sometimes I wish when I bath one of them, the other one is sleeping, because it's gonna roll to see what happened with my sister, and it's gonna collect the toys and giving his sister. Even if I said, no babes, you can't do this. So I was emotional.
If there's one thing that to you makes it worthwhile, what is that one story?
When we celebrated our 10 years, the coordinator at the time gave me a letter to say thank you for starting the home and just honoring me for having started it. And she gave me a letter which I have kept, which consisted of about 100 and something names of the babies that in the first 10 years had been rescued from a variety of, all of them with their own stories. And when I got that letter, that was the most special thing that I received. Is just to, just to see these names on this piece of paper, names and surnames, knowing that now all these babies were 10 years old, and over 100 babies at that stage had been, their lives had been transformed. That was worth it.
The team at Isithembiso already achieved so much, but they believe there is more to be done.
What's next? Where do you see Isithembiso go?
So Isithembiso right now is a safety haven. It is a temporary safety haven. And sometimes people have said, well, why didn't you change your model to a cheaper model? And even though that might cost us less money, the need in Port Elizabeth and in the Eastern Cape would still be there. And so we actually more than now believe in doubling down on this model, doubling down on the safety haven, because of all the countless stories of babies that we've been able to rescue from these horrible situations. But the key for us is being able to go forward in a sustainable way, in a sustainable model. And so we are really proudly to announce that we want to actually launch the We Build Together campaign, where we have graciously been given 3,000 square meters of land. We want to build homes there and an admin office that will be able to facilitate sort of ancillary services that can generate income for Isithembiso. So that in 50 years time or 60 years time, when there's no Fred anymore here, there still will be a Isithembiso.
We want to try and maximize the playful, safe environment space. So try and utilize outdoors as much as possible to create an environment that really would be a joy for the carers to come to. A place where the babies are stimulated, their needs are met. and there's no reason that we can't build further. We'd love to see this project grow from 3, 4, 5, 6 babies homes of 6 each.
Our visit to Isithembiso happened to be during the week that this ministry celebrated its 20th birthday.
These hard times come in terms of just what the life of the organisation would go through. It's so worth it when I see a baby get adopted, or someone come back who's been adopted here, now has a life that has a hope, that has a future.
Today, as I was talking to everyone and learning what they do, I couldn't help but have a very human thought. What if? What if Isithembiso wasn't here in Port Elizabeth? What if Brad never answered the call? What would have happened to all the little lives that are being touched?
One of the most important things of NGOs is fundraising. We don't want to speak about money, we trust God, everything, all of that. The reality is we still need funding in order to care for the kids. How do you go about, what are your external needs, in terms of getting money, and what's important? How can people get involved?
So I mean, for us, running 2 homes currently, we're looking at about 150,000 a month. And so committing to a monthly amount as an individual or a corporate company, we really value consistent giving. That goes a long way for us as a home in wanting to become and continue to remain sustainable.
We are a registered NPO. We can provide 18A certificates, which is a tax break for corporates, or monthly giving. We also have lots of people who come as volunteers here in the community, who come and donate a monthly sort of fee, a 300, a 200, a 50 Rand even. Every single sort of cent really matters.
I never want to just watch. I never want to just listen. I want to be present, to be a living light, and standing in the halls of Isithembiso, I felt aware of all that I have. I thought about my daughter's smile and my son's first step, and I realized they are a gift and a joy that I don't always deserve, but a blessing I wish on everyone. So to Isithembiso, thank you for what you do. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Ambagahle, Tsamaya Hantle, tot ziens. Thank you. And please consider prayerfully how you might support this wonderful ministry.